And now, and it's about time, the conclusion of technical difficulties, the Android Saga. This entire operation has been compromised and therefore terminated. And might I add, I think you're all poo-poo heads. Athena, activate the self-destruct sequence.
Yes, Colonel Bodansky.
Oh no, the whole place is gonna blow! Well, that's just great. What do we do now? Do what an action agent does best, of course. Drop to his knees, shake his fists, rage at the ceiling while yelling his enemy's name. Bodansky! You can shake your fists and rage at the ceiling all you want, Chad. It's not gonna save you. Well, I wish you'd told me that before I dropped to this steel floor on my knees. Ow! Oh, and Athena.
Yes?
Consider yourself terminated as well.
Oh.
So long, poo-poo heads. Wow, I really hate that guy. One night we should sneak into his apartment and super glue his penis to something. That's really your go-to move, isn't it?
Well, it's been fun, everybody, and really nice to meet you all, but I'm afraid I have to blow the installation of myself to smithereens.
Then that's our cue to make tracks like Hot Wheels. Let's go! Hang on, what about all the people in the tube? There's no time, let's go! But what about poor Athena? We can't just let her die. There's no time, let's go!
What if there was no time? Let's go.
There's no time, let's... What? Look, there's no time, let's go! What would Mr. Skippers do? There's no time... Oh! Chad Blasterman! Yeah, that's right, you tell him, Mr. Skippers. All right, we've got a little time. Just make it quick. Okay, Steve, this is a tough choice. Do we save all of these famous, influential people in these tubes, or do we save one computer intelligence? I know. On the one hand, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. You're right, of course. On the other hand, we do get to have our own AI. Athena, come on, we're getting you out of here.
Oh, you're very sweet, and I appreciate it. But unfortunately, I am a synthetic intelligence, and I have to follow my programming to the letter. You heard Bodansky. I'm afraid I'm terminated.
You do know that terminated also means fired and free to seek new employment, right?
And we have a loophole! I'm already downloaded onto that hard drive next to you. Just grab it.
Okay, got it. And the famous people? Don't worry about them, Leonard. We can always make more. He's not wrong. Exactly. And now, there's no time. Let's go. Well, it's a good thing the cigarette boat's right where we left it. Yeah, nice trick too, considering I forgot to use an anchor. And it looks like the scourge of the androids is gone. That's right. I mean, along with all our celebrities and politicians and everything, but, broken eggs, omelets, that kind of thing. I wouldn't be too sure about that if I were you, Leonard. See, I've been on this case for months. I've already rescued all of the celebrities and politicians from all of those tubes in all the installations and secreted them away to safe houses all over the world. Wow, that's impressive. You managed to do it without Athena noticing? Of course not. Who do you think helped me? Who do you think helped facilitate the whole thing? Who do you think helped Chad Blasterman bring this whole operation to its knees? It was her plan to begin with, wasn't it? Yes, it was her plan. The point is, she's good people. You boys have got a great AI on your hands. You make sure you take good care of her. Oh, don't worry, we will, Mr. Blasterman. I just have one more question. You were in Cayenne's tubes, so where was he? Oh, don't worry about him. I've got him someplace safe and gainfully employed. Hello, sir, and welcome to the Surf Shack. Can I help you with anything?
Yes, can you help me find a tank top that says, "Move beach, get out the way"?
Do you want that in neon green, neon pink, neon yellow, or tie-dye?
Oh, God, all of the above.
So I hired the android duplicate of me to help run the cash register during the peak season until Chad called me and told me it was safe to come home. Last I heard, the android had made assistant manager. Well, isn't that nice? You had a nice, cushy job running a touristy little tchotchke shop on the Florida coastline while Steve and I were risking our lives. Not to mention helping Chad Blasterman to save the world. Yeah, well, were you though? Yes. Wait, what do you mean? Well, I mean, Chad and Athena had technically already had the plan in play, and Chad had already rescued everybody, and all you really did was just kind of follow my signal and then go down to the station, get attacked by giant eels, shot at, and stand around for a bit before escaping. Yeah, well, we also... Well, shit, he's right.
On the other hand, don't feel too bad because I'm going to give you both full credit for helping us find and hire a great new assistant for the studio. Right, Athena?
Right as rain, and I can't tell you how grateful I am to be taken out of that stuffy, high-tech facility and installed in this.
You don't have to sugarcoat it. This is a really low-rent operation. So what happened to Chad, anyway?
Not much to say, really. After he told us about you, he jumped overboard, grabbed onto the fins of Mr. Skippers, and they swam off into the sunset together.
He said he was going to continue his battle against the Imperatora Basaculta.
Yeah, and something about hard cheese and Venezuela and Martians. I don't know. His lucidity had worn off by then.
Speaking of which, aren't you worried that the Imperatora Basaculta are going to come looking for you? Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. I guess I'm still on their radar. I was part of their master plan, after all. But I can't be too worried, because I've learned something from this whole experience. First off, that I have really good, really loyal friends. And I've learned to never underestimate the human spirit, or the dolphin spirit for that matter. But I think most importantly, I finally learned that if I'm going to do one of these stupid stories, I should carefully plan it so I don't waste everyone's time for 11 episodes. Oh well. Live and learn.
You know, you really didn't have to do that, Steve. You could have just asked me if he was an android or not.
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's what I was checking.
And there it is, the final conclusion to the Android Saga. A completely unplanned story that took up entirely too much time. I'm not doing that again if I can help it. No, that's not true. I'll do something just as stupid like that in the future. That's what I do. That is what this show is. And this show is Technical Difficulties, and I've been your host, Kaya and Chris Conroy, and I wrote and performed the whole ding-dang thing with on the music and everything, well, except for the Heroes music that I introduced and began and ended the show with. Anyway, sorry for earlier this week. I was supposed to do 5 episodes. I didn't. I missed one because I had a terrible day where my car broke down because it had a flat tire and the flat couldn't be fixed, and things went wrong for me that day, and I somehow exhausted myself and then had a mental meltdown briefly and then realized I'm going to have to go get therapy, which is something I'm still working on. That's me, still not out of the woods yet. Thanks so much for listening, and if you could do me a favor, could you subscribe to the show on iTunes or whatever podcast thing you listen to it on? I know I always link the... on the Facebook page and on Twitter, I link directly to the episode for you to download. But I realized I'd probably be better off if you haven't already subscribed to the feed to go over to iTunes or whatever podcast program you use, and please subscribe to the feed there. And in the case of iTunes, leave me a nice review if you like the show. That helps with numbers or something, I guess, supposedly. Also, I have a YouTube channel that I link from the Twitter page and from the Facebook page, and if you could go over and subscribe to that too, that'd be nice. And the nice thing with the Twitter page, not the Twitter page, with the YouTube page is you don't have to actually download anything. You just hit play on it, and anyway, numbers go up, and I don't know if that helps me or doesn't help me in the future. I don't know how any of this works. Patreon, working on the Patreon thing. Until then, if you would like to donate to the show so I can try to help defray the costs of running the server for this show via Libsyn, which is about $15 a month currently, and I may jack it up to $20 in the future, depending on how much stuff I'm putting out. That would be techdiff@gmail.com. You don't have to pay me $15 or $20, but if you could chuck in like $1 or $2, beer money, really. If a bunch of you could throw in $1 or $2 to the PayPal at techdiff@gmail.com, that would be mighty helpful. And I'll be back again next week with all new material, not that this wasn't all new material, but not following a plot line like this, unless I screw up and wind up in a plot line like this again somehow, because I'm a dum-dum. Though it did give me an opportunity to stretch those storytelling muscles again, which is making me inch slowly back towards the account. I know how it feels for fans to be expecting a new episode of something and not getting it for years, but that's how things worked out. I'm still mentally unstable, as it turns out, and approaching a big project like that is a little stress-inducing. But Anyway, I'm done talking at you, and I will be back again on Monday with brand new material. So thanks again for listening. This has been Kai and Chris Conroy. If you want to contact me, it's techdiff@gmail.com, twitter.com/techdiff, and look for technical difficulties or simply techdiff, TEKDIFF over on Facebook, and you should find something related to me. And I am out!